No, please. Please. I'm the judge here. This is what happens in this court.
Amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwethwala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by uLongwethwala. There was no one who entered the house. Bese ebopha all these police who have defeated the ends of justice. If I'm not making up these stories, Senzo was shot by uLongwethwala. Bangasho noma yini abayithandayo. If ever ukuthi I have to go to jail.
Hey, tada! We are back with another video. The page, it is what it is. General Shabane was on fire this week. General Shabane debunked all the lies of Brigadier Gininda and the crew, allegedly. I would like you to listen to the first part of the evidence by General Shabane, where he exposed some of the things that Baloyi and Gininda tried to make him do, but he refused. Just listen. Thank you.
I also told Advocate Baloyi, Gininda, and Mfundisi that they must be careful of the statement of Zungu. I told them straight.
Ngakusho-ke lokhu kuyena-ke u-advocate uBaloyi, uGininda kanye naye-ke umfundisi ukuthi kuzofanele basiqaphelisise-ke istatement sakhe-ke uZungu. Ngakusho lokho kubona.
Why was that, General? Can you elaborate? Why did you admonish Advocate Baloyi?
The reason, my lord, was that after I submitted a statement to Gininda,
Isizathu salokho kwakuwukuthi-ke emuva kokuthi nganikeza ngestatement kuGininda,
Gininda phoned me to say, Advocate Baloyi is not happy about my statement because it's just hearsay.
uGininda-ke wangifonela-ke ngitshela-ke ukuthi-ke u-advocate Baloyi ake nemeke ngestatement sami ngoba nje yinzwabethi.
And I said, you must come to his office. I went there and find my advocate Baloyi there.
Wasethi-ke uyacela-ke ukuthi-ke uze-ke ehhovisi lakhe ngempela-ke ngaya-ke ehhovisi ngamthola-ke u-advocate lapho.
My lord, it's frustrating if junior members, they try to sort of give false testimony to the advocate Baloyi and the court.
Lokho-ke kuyinto ehluphayo-ke uma kuwukuthi-ke amaphoyisa-ke asemancane-ke noma-ke asenzansi-ke ngokwama-ranks juniors-ke banikeza-ke iy'tatimende-ke ekungasizona ku-advocate kanye futhi nasenkantolo.
And I realized that for me to go to Advocate Baloyi, it was not initiated by Baloyi, but by Gininda.
Enkunye futhi engakuthola-ke ukuthi mina ngiye ehhovisi lakhe u-advocate Baloyi kwakungasiyona into eyayiqhamuka kuyena u-advocate Baloyi kodwa eyayiqhamuka.
Hey, yep. The first part is that Leshabane tried to warn Advocate Baloyi and Gininda about Constable Zungu because he believed that Constable Zungu lied to the police when he gave them the statement, as well when he took them to Muzi Sibiya's house. Now, you remember that now, Constable Zungu now was also discredited by his own father and Kwabini and Makosonke. So now a policeman comes to court and say Constable Zungu lied in court and cannot be trusted. Now, that tells you something as a judge, Oguti. Any evidence that was provided by Constable Zungu should be ignored. Remember that Constable Zungu was the state star witness. If you have forgotten, I'll remind you a bit. Constable Zungu said on the day when Senzo was shot, which was the 26th of October 2014, he claims that he was in Vosloorus. He said at about 2 p.m. earlier on in the day, he went to visit Ukwabini at his hostel, and where he met accused now 5, which were Ubuantanzi, Musibiya, Umapisa, Ntuli, and Gadla Mncube. Then he said they drank alcohol and ate meat there and enjoyed themselves. Later on the day, they went to fill up at Tops. Remember, it was a Sunday. Another lie by Constable Zungu because Tops closes early on Sundays. So, but he said they went to Tops and fill up more alcohol and then they came back. Then, Gabo, past 5 to 6, they left. The accused came back later on after 9 p.m. carrying guns and wearing hoodies. And then he said Musibiya said one thing that shocked him. He said Senzo has been shot and unalived. And that was before it was announced in the news. So he checked on the news and he could not find the story. But the following day, he saw the story. Indeed, Senzo was shot and killed. Then he realized that these 5 men before court had something to do with it because Musibiya knew before it was announced in the news that Senzo had died. So it means they were involved somehow. Let's move on to a time when Constable Zungu comes to court. Constable Zungu did not give his statement in 2014. That's very important. He gave it years later. He kept quiet for years. For more than 5 years, he sat at home with the information, knowing that the accused, according to him, did something wrong. And then here comes Ule Shaban. Ule Shaban says, the fact that wathu isikhathi akhombisa kona ukuthi Constable Zungu namanga. Uthi wamthatha wamusa emzini kaMusibiya where he used to stay in Vosloorus because Constable Zungu had told him that they will find the gun that shot Senzo at Muzi's house. When they got there at Muzi's house, they allegedly only found drugs. At this point, he's still not doubting Constable Zungu. Then later on, Constable Zungu requests ukuthi cela amuse eKZN uzoya police station. He knows where to find the firearm that shot and unalived Senzo. They went there. And he said he had a car for Constable Zungu to go and get that gun. Zungu, when he returned empty-handed. That is when Ule Shaban realized that this man cannot be trusted. But aqhubeke avume amsize because Ule Shaban wanted to solve this case. Then Ule Shaban tells us another lie that he picked up from Constable Zungu. Constable Zungu told Mapoyisa ukuthi the family of accused number 1, of which is Musibiya, tried to unalive him. He said a person by the name of Nkazimulo was walking in the street alongside Untundi. He said they took out a gun and pointed it towards him. Luckily, he ran and he got away. But the problem in that story is that at the time of the incident, it appears that accused number 5 was already in prison. So it's not possible that accused number 5 was with Nkazimulo, who was the one that tried to shoot Constable Zungu allegedly. So he's saying Constable Zungu lied about this incident of being tried to be killed by Nkazimulo, which is the relatives of Musibiya. He says, I know for a fact that accused number 5 was already arrested on this day when Zungu alleges that Nkazimulo and accused number 5 tried to attack him. So based on that information on itself, Ule Shaban realized that I'm dealing here with a liar. Constable Zungu is a liar. That is according to General Ule Shaban. That is when he realized, no, I cannot trust this man. And the best part is that he warned Advocate Baloyi about the conduct of Constable Zungu and the way he presented evidence. But Advocate Baloyi ignored it. So Ubaloyi was warned about this Constable Zungu, but because Ubaloyi had already had an agenda or a narrative that he wanted to feed the public, he accepted the evidence of Constable Zungu as the gospel truth. And the other part is that Brigadier Kininda Odumo allegedly tried to force Ule Shaban to change his statement that he gave or he deposed as part of the investigation in this case. But luckily, Ule Shaban refused to change the statement because he is not a corrupt policeman. And he says Advocate Baloyi knows this very well because the meeting between Ubaloyi and Ule Shaban was arranged by Brigadier Kininda on the premise that they needed to correct the statement. And he says Ubaloyi asked him about 5 times to say, are you sure about this? Is this correct? Which wayifunda ngokubona ukuthi Advocate Baloyi was indirectly trying to make him change the statement that he had deposed. So Advocate Baloyi has been implicated here as well by Ule Shaban as one of those people that tried to get a different statement to be deposed by Ule Shabane. And that is trying to make a witness tell a lie. So Advocate Baloyi, I think his conduct needs to be looked. And I suspect that some people are going to report him to the LPC because that is not the way the advocate conduct himself. You cannot ask indirectly or directly a witness to change a statement to suit your narrative. So Advocate Baloyi knew very well that Constable Zungu was lying, and still he brought him to court and told us these lies. As for Brigadier Kininda, I am a daughter. Brigadier Kininda cannot be trusted. Ule Shabane ushiye angalazi ngoKininda. Ushiye angalazi ngoKininda ngoba uyazi ukuthi uKininda tried to make him change a statement. And secondly, Kininda we know he's also the one that was pushing this narrative of the intruder. But according to the investigation, there was no intruder. He mentioned that one of Samakubo was part of the investigation, and he concluded that no one inside the house. And Kininda was told about this, but he decided to ignore. So Ule Shabane says the information that was contained in docket 375 was totally ignored by Baloyi for some reasons unknown to him. So in this case, we've got the accused that are innocent before court and were subjected to this nonsense by Advocate Baloyi because they've got this agenda to just protect one person. That person is allegedly Longo Chwala. I'm going to play a video or an audio where Ule Shabane says he was prevented from interviewing Utumelo Madlala. I'll tell you why after you've watched this audio. Just watch.
General, you are saying you were prevented from seeing Tumelo Madlala. What do you mean?
I said, remember that when we were busy interviewing Mthokozisi, after finishing, we were about to go to check where we can find Tumelo Madlala.
Uthi-ke general navinjwa-ke noma nanqatshelwa-ke ukuthi ngihambe niyobona uTumelo usho ukuthini-ke ngalokho ukhumbuleke ukuthi sakhuluma-ke noMthokozisi Thwala uma siqeda-ke lapho inhloso yethu kwakuwukuthi-ke manje sesizohamba siyobheka-ke ukuthi somthola kuphi nendawo uTumelo Madlala.
Then is where I got a call from the former provincial commissioner, Lieutenant General Mutiba, who said the NPA, they are saying a captain is going to do the follow-up. Please don't go to Tumelo Madlala.
Ilapho-ke engathola khona noma esathola khona ucingo-ke elwalubuya-ke kulowo wawukhomishina-ke ngaleso sikhathi uLieutenant Colonel Mutiba wathi-ke i-NPA phecelezi-ke abashushisi bathi-ke kuno-captain-ke ozoya-ke noma ozoqhubeka-ke asingaqhubeki-ke thina siye kuyena uTumelo Madlala.
So we drove back to Gauteng.
Sase sishayela-ke imoto sibuyela khona-ke eGoli.
And I never spoke, we never saw Madlala, especially because I left in 2016. I never saw Madlala till today.
Asazeke simbone noma kumina-ke ngazeke ngimbone uTumelo Madlala ngoba-ke ngahamba-ke ngo-2016 kuze kube namuhla-ke uTumelo Madlala ngaze ngimbone.
I don't know what happened with the issue that now he was about to tell the truth. So that one, those who remain behind it will answer.
Angazi ukuthi kwenzekani ngodaba lokuthi-ke wayezogoluluka labo-ke abasala ngemuva ibona-ke abangakuphendula lokho.
Le Shabane was stopped from interviewing Utumelo Madlala, and I believe that they stopped him because they had ulterior motives. They knew that Tumelo Madlala might confess to Le Shabane. Remember, Tumelo Madlala is the same witness that phoned Umlungisihlope and told him that Senzo had been shot ngephutha edutyelwa uLongo Thwala allegedly. That is the same witness that phoned Umlungisihlope on the 26th of October 2014. So Utumelo Madlala is very critical in this case. They knew very well that had Le Shabane been able to go to KZN and speak to Utumelo Madlala, all hell will break loose. Amabhodwe ayochitheka phansi ngoba endlini kokubaba yonke into. That's why they stopped Le Shabane from talking to Utumelo Madlala. They knew very well that Utumelo Madlala might implicate uLongo Thwala and then in return confess, and then the case Kininda in the state would then collapse, and then the people in the high places that are being protected would then be exposed, and then the likes of Sibiya would be arrested. You also heard that Ule Shabane interviewed Constable Zungu together with Shadrack Sibiya. It was, I think, in 2020. But in the parliamentary committee, Sibiya told Parliament that his involvement in the Mayor case ended in 2014. But the Shabane has now told us that Constable Zungu was interviewed by him and Shadrack Sibiya. And the same information was confirmed by Constable Zungu ukuthi Shadrack Sibiya was present when he was with Leshabane. So baningi abangaboshwa if uTumela Madlala had spoken out and told the truth, but they realized that no, uTumela Madlala, he cannot be trusted as a witness. Let's silence him by not allowing Leshabane to go and speak to him. Because we know very well that uTumela Madlala told the truth when he phoned Mungsi Hlophe. Remember that when he phoned Hlophe, it was after Senzo was shot. Few minutes. So at that time, uTumela Madlala was still confused and shocked. So he was telling the truth there. He was still honest. It's not after when he was influenced by the likes of Longotwala and Makakeli Khumalo. No. It is before the arrival of Shadrack Sibiya at the crime scene. So uTumela Madlala is one critical witness that the state had an opportunity to grill and get the truth, to see what he and because to me, uTumela Madlala is the weakest witness of them all. It's easy to get the truth. Just put him in the room and grill him for hours. He'll speak, he'll tell the truth. But he knows on there. But in terms of it's the conduct kabaloyi during this case. Iphoshela like Ule Shabane tells the court that Baloyi and Gininda allegedly tried to force him to change the statement. That is the key part of his testimony. It shows that Baloyi and Gininda could have done the same thing to different witnesses. Many witnesses may have been forced to change their statement because Gininda and Baloyi wanted them to do so. So the evidence of Shabane is very critical. We now know that the police and the NPA can force you to change a statement if they want to arrest certain people. That is very important. So it shows that the character of Advocate Baloyi has been tarnished. His integrity is gone out the window. I can no longer trust Baloyi. Obviously, Gininda, everything I'm telling you from long time ago, but Baloyi, I'm very disappointed with the way he conducted himself during the interview with Ule Shabane. So I suspect and hope that some people in the legal fraternity will lay a complaint with the LPC. LPC, Legal Practice Council, which governs the conduct of all the attorneys and the advocates. If Uthlopa, they take you there. That's what they did to Advocate Tefo, even though he was innocent. They took him there, LPC, then LPC disbarred Advocate Tefo. So same thing could be done to Advocate Baloyi because his conduct as an advocate is questionable. But we'll see. The case will resume on Monday.